would you say that it is important that a leader be prepared to react to the unimaginable? And if they are going to have to react to something that they, like they said after the 9/11 Commission report said, the biggest failure of the United States government leading up to the September 11th, 2001 attacks was a failure of imagination, a failure that it was possible to hijack these airliners, fly them into the Twin Towers, fly them into the Pentagon, and Lord knows if it was going to the Capitol, the fourth one. But do you think that leaders today that you train, not all of them, but that you may be in front of, do you think some of them have a lack of imagination of what could happen? Or do you think that what you most likely will encounter is they can imagine what would be a crisis that's on the horizon? It's just they come to folks like you to learn how to better prepare for those scenarios.
Yeah, I think what a great line of questioning here. I think the capacity is there for sure. We just get so overwhelmed with the day-to-day, and I mean, it's just a nonstop tsunami of task work that prevents us from ever getting to the point of being able to imagine. And what we're really trying to do is find the capacity to reduce stress so that we can breathe and think a little bit, and to be able to lead more clearly. And for sure, learning how to plan with an eye towards accounting for the unaccountable is mission critical to this. You know, you think back to one of the best things that happened in the pandemic. You know, you go from a happy little orientation towards, oh my gosh, the world's turned upside down. Effectively for us here in business overnight, it caused most organizations to get into a learning phase. Like, we had to rapidly learn our way through this challenge. We hadn't thought about it before. We weren't expecting it. We were caught with our pants down, went into a phase of learning, which was actually really healthy for us. The question is, are we still in that learning our way to and being prepared to learn through disruption, or have we fallen back to old habits and allowing ourselves to be overwhelmed by the day-to-day? And if it's the allowing ourselves to be overwhelmed phase, then we're not leading as effectively as we need to. And by the way, what you're talking about, you know, that lack of imagination right now, if we're caught unawares by the next black swan event, that's on us.
Yeah.
Right? Like the last time, I can accept the fact that I was also caught unawares, but right now I need to be, especially with and I'll timestamp this discussion for just a moment. I mean, we're in the midst of a U.S. presidential election year. Anybody that's anticipating smooth sailing through the latter part of this year, you know, slightly delusional, right? So we have to anticipate the next black swan event and give ourselves the ability to confidently lead through it. And part of our ambition as leaders is to project hope and optimism and a better tomorrow to our teammates, regardless of how bad things get. And we're not going to get there if we're just always playing catch up.
I call that, in my presentations, I call that CANNER, constant and never ending reassurance. So it's not like, you don't want to lie to them. You want to acknowledge what we're up against. Oh, and I don't know if you've ever spoken for Bob Daddick's groups in California yet. He was my trainer when I was going through chair training 16 years ago. And he said a line that I don't know where you could put this plaque, but it should be on a plaque. And the line was, if you have to eat a turd, don't nibble at it. I was like, damn, I think I might make a shirt of that one too.
That's a good shirt. Yeah. You could make a killing off of marketing that thing.